Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Khoury. Thank you so much for joining. And today's show, where we're talking about humility and imposter syndrome. It's like, am I humble or is this imposter syndrome? So before I get to our topic, I just want to share that if you want to connect with me, you can go to alicia360.com to connect. And while you're there, we have a free gift. So you can go see the free gift, click on that, and sign up for our 7 Secrets to Audacious Confidence when you go to our website. Now, when you go to Win-Win Women TV or winwinwomen.com, you can also find a slew of so many amazing things that you can learn from, so many hosts that you can learn from. But not just that, there are events that are going on globally that Win-Win Women are sponsoring and putting together. So make sure you avail yourself of those opportunities for circles and for other events for women by women here on Win-Win Women. Oh my goodness. So let's get to our topic, because this is something that while I was doing research for it, I was like in a rabbit hole of stuff about humility and imposter syndrome. And I probably didn't get deep enough, but let's just start the conversation with what I do have. Now, one of the challenges is that the definition of humility can sometimes, some of the definitions that I read can be intertwined with imposter syndrome. Some of the definitions like low self-regard and a sense of unworthiness and no special importance. They used those phrases and those words to describe humility. Do you think that's what humility is? I don't. I don't see that as humility at all. I see that as false humility. I see that if you have low self-regard, you have a sense of unworthiness, and you have a sense of no special importance, that is a lack of confidence. That's not humility. That's a total lack of confidence that you have in yourself. Because we're born worthy, we're born valuable, we're born with gifts and talents and a purpose. So how could this be a definition? I'm pointing to this, meaning my notes. How could this be a definition of humility? Now, to me, when I look at that, if you're acting like this purposefully, like you're saying, someone compliments you and you're like, oh, no, I'm not worthy to be complimented like that, or I'm not worthy for these accolades. That to me is false humility too. So it's like you're downplaying your accomplishment. You're downplaying something that you did and you know that you worked hard at. But now that someone's complimenting you, you're saying, oh, no, don't, no, I don't deserve it. So to me, that's a little bit of false humility. The thing that it intersects with imposter syndrome, the thing that really strikes me is that when I look at that definition that some shared on the internet, like some shared that as the definition. And I look at the definition of imposter syndrome, which is the inability to believe in one's success or deserved, or that the success that you have is deserved or legitimate. To believe that that success is deserved or legitimate is imposter syndrome. And when you look at low self-regard or a sense of unworthiness, that's where that intersects, but that's not humility at all. Humility is this meekness. Meekness. God defines humility for us as being meek, as having respect for yourself, as being obedient to God, submitting yourself, knowing that, you know, you have a will and you have uh, uh, your own ideas for how you want things to be, but you're willing to lay that aside and submit to a higher authority. You're willing to submit, and it's not having to submit, it is choosing to submit. So submitting to another person's authority is humility, when you can submit to that authority. And God also describes humility as modesty. Modesty is not downplaying your greatness. It's not downplaying your abilities. It's not downplaying your worthiness. Modesty is appearing in a way that does not detract from, distract from, or take away from someone else. Doesn't mean to downplay yourself. It means that you're not doing something that is pulling attention away from someone else. Now, if you are drawing attention to yourself in a positive way and you're not trying to overshadow someone else, for instance, two people walk into a room, one person just starts being loud and having to draw everybody's attention to them because they need to be the center of attention, when someone else might be having a conversation with someone, and now this person's just becoming a distraction and it's pulling everybody's attention away. That's not modesty. Modesty is when you enter a room with a certain energy that suddenly it's like, huh, and people are drawn to you without you having to make a scene or be loud or be anything that's drawing people's attention away from others. So modesty is being in your power without having to take away from someone else. Hope that makes sense to you. But it's a sacrifice of your own needs for the love of someone else. So those are the definitions of humility that I align with, that I think creates more power than disempowers you. When you're saying, okay, when you're in imposter syndrome and you have this inability to believe in your own success, like your success is a complete fluke, like you had no contribution to your success at all. Like you didn't study hard, you didn't do your research, you didn't work hard at it. It just dropped in your lap. Boom, success. Yay. I mean, even a lottery ticket, even if you went out and you bought a lottery ticket and you won several $100 million, you know, I think imposter syndrome is this really toxic belief or disbelief about yourself that causes you to not stand in your power or operate from a powerful position. And we need to get rid of that. That is the antithesis of audacious confidence. Imposter syndrome, antithesis of audacious confidence. So how do we conquer that? How do we conquer that? And I wanted to go back before I talk about the ways to conquer it to this idea of meekness, because something happened recently in the NCAA finals for women's basketball. Women's basketball in the United States, NCAA finals. The favorites, the team that was favored to win, did not win. And the coach of the team that did win, she showed so much humility in the win. She was giving credit to her team, credit to the hard work the girls displayed, showing credit, giving credit to God for giving them this opportunity to compete at a high level. And then she came back around and she gave so much credit to one of the best players in college basketball has ever seen. And she talked about Caitlin Clark, and she said she is definitely a GOAT, and she has raised the level. This is humility. She's talking about her opponent, one of the players from the other team, and talking about how she has raised the level of the sport to a place where they would never have gotten to if she wasn't playing. And that now that she's going into the WNBA, that she's going to raise the level of that sport, of that game, of the whole industry, because she is going to be a part of it. And that coach, who never coached her, she was the opponent, Dawn Staley, Coach Dawn Staley, she gave so much accolades and so much credit to Caitlin Clark for being the consummate professional athlete in college that she was. And to me, that was the epitome of humility in action. To see Dawn submit really to the greatness of another player. I'm sure other coaches or other people, she was on my team, but she gave so much honor to this player. And that was a beautiful thing to see, women uplifting other women. And so when you look at meekness, that is the picture of humility and meekness. So now I want to get to the definition. I did not want that to be unsaid. I wanted to share that because it was such a beautiful tribute to watch a player, because Caitlin Clark is leaving college and she's going into the WNBA draft and will most likely be the #1 draft in the draft this, I think it's later this month. So anyway, let's dive into how do we overcome false humility, imposter syndrome, these things that keep us from stepping into acknowledging and announcing our greatness. We're not being boastful when we tell people or we share that, yes, I did this. Because when you're boasting about something, usually people boast and overinflate something. They make it bigger than what it is. They're at least their part in it. You're not overinflating if you can say that you did something really well at a high level and the results were fantastic. I recently did a workshop, a 3-day workshop with an organization, and the feedback that I got was so phenomenal, the learnings that they got. And I know, listen, I learned this stuff, so I'm teaching what I learned, but the way that I was able to conduct the workshops, they were very, very appreciative. They said they learned a lot being in the workshop with me, the way I taught, the way I gave them the flexibility to go down rabbit holes that they wanted to go down rabbit holes and still manage to cover all the material that, I own that. I did a really great job at facilitating that workshop because of the results that we got out of that workshop and because they had so many breakthrough ahas during that workshop. So I own that. Yes, did a phenomenal job. So now they're sharing with me the great job I did. Now I can share that with others and say, you know what? No, we did a really good job facilitating this website, this workshop and helping this organization learn how to hire for their teams more effectively, learn how to really communicate more effectively in their organization, and learn how to build up their managers and their direct reports. So they had the tools, I gave them the tools, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And I had a whole lot of fun, which makes it even better when I can have fun doing it. So things like that, when we're able to articulate that, yes, we're capable, and yes, we can do this, and yes, you would benefit so much. It would be your privilege to work with me in doing that. I don't think that's boastful. I think that's speaking confidently about my skills and ability to help you get to where you want to go. So, you know, some people might feel that that's over the top. But then when you look at some of our male counterparts, they don't have a problem sharing their abilities, their greatness. Why do we have such a problem doing it? We shouldn't, because all the things that women do, all the things that we hold together, and we're able to raise a family, raise children, take care of parents, take care of work, and take care of so many things and do it at a high level, many of us. Why not celebrate that? Why not share that? Yes, I'm an amazing mom. I consciously raised my children to be really valuable humans on this earth that are givers and that are empathetic and intelligent and problem solving. And if you do things like that, yes, you're a great mom. Say it, I'm a great mom. I'm a great leader. My team, I lead my team with empathy and compassion, but also with direction and with purpose, and my team flows and we get results. Just own it, because you're doing the work. Why not own the results of the work? I digress. I wanted to get into the solutions, but I digressed a little bit. So here are solutions, and I'm going to pull 3 of the secrets from the 7 Secrets to Audacious Confidence. So you can go to alicia360.com. When you see free gift, click on that tab and download your free copy of the 7 Secrets to Audacious Confidence, and you can play along with me here, right? So I'm going to go to secret number 1, secret number 4, and secret number 5. Those are the 3 that I'm giving you: 1, 4, and 5. So secret 1 is know yourself and love yourself. And this is all about self-awareness. It's building self-awareness. When you can really know yourself, understanding your strengths, understanding your unique abilities, and the way you can really understand your strengths and unique abilities, if you don't already know them, if you cannot articulate them, then you need to take a Kolbe assessment, Kolbe assessment. Our company administers those assessments for you. And I'm not just saying that because, my company does it. You can go to Kolbe.com for yourself if you want to. I'm just saying that it's such a valuable tool to understand yourself on a level that you probably are not aware, because it's a subconscious commitment level. It's your drives that is subconscious to you, which means you have no awareness of it. You have no actual conscious awareness of these things. So if you go to taking this assessment, you'll get to understand your cognitive drive, which is how you naturally take action, problem solve, how you do what you do. And so when you can understand some of those things about yourself, you already know what your genius is. You know where your genius lies. And so that's not something that you have to have false humility around, because this is the way your brain was wired to accomplish things, and you can own that. So knowing yourself, having that self-awareness, but not just self-awareness with the things that you know, but then loving yourself, which is now being able to use those things, being able to share that gift with other people, share that knowledge with other people, share the way that you accomplish things with other people. That's really important. And then self-awareness, the second part of self-awareness is how you how you um how you now interact with your environment, with people around you. Do you know how people respond to you? Can you read a room? Can you understand that if you naturally have the gift of gab, you can talk well, you can speak well, you ad lib, you brainstorm, you're very vocal. Do you know when you're talking too much to pull back? Can you read a room? Can you read body language? Can you sense when you're going over the top? That's part of your self-awareness. That's part of knowing yourself and loving yourself as well, is how are people receiving you? Do you walk into a room and immediately you see some people leave the room because it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot, not today, not with this person. That's a part of self-awareness too, is really understanding how you react and interact, how people react and interact with you, as well as knowing yourself. So that's number one, knowing yourself and loving yourself and being able to interact with others, and understanding how that dynamic works. Okay. So when you can do that, then you have less of this imposter syndrome happening with you, because you know who you are. So you don't have that lack of, what does it say? Lack of uh, sense of unworthiness or no special importance. You know you're important. You know what you bring to the table, and you don't have a low self-regard, right? So that's one. So that's tip number one, strategy number one. Know yourself, love yourself. Take some assessment tools. If you don't know which ones to take, reach out to me, alicia360.com. Reach out, send me a WhatsApp, send me a text message, send me an email, DM me on one of the social platforms. There are multiple ways to reach me. You go to alicia360.com, you'll find multiple ways to reach out to me and ask me, I need to understand myself more. Which assessments should I take? I'll steer you in the right direction. Tip number two is actually secret number four. Tip number two is secret number four. Your spiritual tags. Understanding your talents, assets, gifts, and skills. Catalog them. Curate them. Know what they are. Know what your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills are. Because when you can know those things and you can articulate them, once again, you don't fall victim to imposter syndrome, thinking that your success has nothing to do with you, that it was just a fluke, or it was just, or that it's no big deal. Because now you know exactly what you put into this for it to actually manifest. And speaking of that, let's talk about cause and effect for a second, because this thing about imposter syndrome, I'm getting all fired up. This thing about imposter syndrome totally negates cause and effect. That is a universal law. That is the law of the universe. It 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 it's the law of seed, time, and harvest. It's the law of planting seeds and getting a harvest. So if you caused something to happen, and a result occurred, which is an effect, then for you to step in there with imposter syndrome and go, oh, it's not me, I don't know, I didn't do that, or what does it say? You have an inability to believe in your own success. that it's deserved. If you practice something, which is another one of our steps, if you prepare and you practice and you work at something, or you've edited a piece, you're looking at you've written something and you've edited it, and then you submit it, and people say, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Why would you turn around and say, "Oh, that's nothing. It wasn't even that good." It really wasn't even that good, even if you didn't spend a lot of time doing it, because you have that gift, you have that talent. If you are a natural writer and you have a talent for writing, you don't have to slave over it and be and constellate. What is the word? You don't have to like to get the result you're looking for. If you have a talent for it, it means that it's coming out of you. It's just flowing out of you. So for you to then turn around and say, "Oh, that's nothing. I don't even understand why they gave me an award for this. I didn't even spend a lot of time on it. It's really not my best work." And why do you do that to yourself? And I'm saying that to you because I used to do that to myself. So I understand. But why are you doing that to yourself? Don't do it. So catalog your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills. That's another place that, if you take some assessments, can help you articulate what those things are. Now, my final tip, as we're running out of time here, is the alter ego. Is if you are entrenched in this imposter syndrome, like you're really, "I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to not diminish my self-worth and my abilities and the things that I'm doing. I don't know how." Alicia, I don't know how. Build an alter ego for yourself. Again, don't know how to do it, reach out to me. I'll gladly help you do that. So Todd Herman, in his book, The Alter Ego Effect, which is behind me here, that yellow book across there, The Alter Ego Effect, he says that there are 3 reasons to build an alter ego. 3 reasons to build an alter ego. Number one, it protects your fragile ego from criticisms and the slings and arrows of people who would try to tear you down. So you can always look to it as, "Oh, well, that really wasn't me. That was, over there." The second thing is that it suspends your disbelief about yourself. The things that you don't believe that you can accomplish, your alter ego will go do it. Your alter ego will step in and do it for you if you can't do it. So it suspends your disbelief about yourself. And the third reason to build or have an alter ego is that it really unlocks these hidden gifts and talents and abilities within you that you didn't even know you had. Just by mere fact of suspending your disbelief, it'll unlock so many of these amazing talents for yourself. So those are my tips, my 3 tips: knowing yourself, loving yourself, identifying, cataloging your spiritual tags, your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills. And if you download the 7 secrets and you go to tip number 4, your tags, I break it down for you. What's the difference between your talents, your assets, your gifts, and your skills? And then the final thing is it unlocks those hidden talents and abilities that you have. Sorry, it's the alter ego. Building yourself an alter ego, and that should help you overcome any kind of imposter syndrome that you're currently experiencing, or false humility. And with that, if you have any questions, feel free, again, go to alicia360.com, reach out to me, share your questions, or leave a comment. Leave comments on this video and let me know what you think. I'll be happy to answer your comments. And with this, I want to encourage you. I really want to encourage you to step into your audacious confidence by being bold, even if you don't think you got it in you. employ your alter ego to be bold, to be brave. Bravery. It takes bravery to unleash yourself from imposter syndrome and false humility. So be brave. And every day, it doesn't have to be an all at once thing. Every day you can take one step towards it to unleash your audacious confidence. Until next time, this is Alicia Curry. The time goes by so fast. I'm just saying, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV.